The Miami music scene, I would say, is very diverse, and that's what I like about it. Again, Miami is a like a cultural melting pot of just a lot of Latinos, but you have a lot of different cultures as well, and you see bands like Locos por Juana or um, Electric Piquete and just a lot of different bands that have that Miami sound machine, obviously, um, that come out of here that have a very particular fusion going on. Nothing is really pure, I think, that comes out of Miami because, again, it's like so many different influences. And once you get in the studio, that's what I liked about producing in Miami was that I could pick up the phone and call, a contractor to get me, a 10-piece, 12-piece string section. And all these guys, you look at their last names and they're like European, completely European, or Asian, and then all of a sudden, you wanna get a more Colombian sounding percussionist or Puerto Rican or Peruvian or whatever it is, you can find them. The same thing with bass players, and you want to get an electric guitar that sounds like super rock, you can get it, and that's what I love about being Miami. I think that's why a lot of producers are not producing in Miami. Besides the weather and everything being cool about here, and the whole tropical vibe, like I think musically speaking, you have just a lot of talent, extremely a lot of talent. I think there's not enough music venues though for the amount of talent that there is. Ever since the Van Dyke closed, about a year ago or something like that, or 2 years ago, that's hurt the city a lot, especially when it comes to Miami music scene. There's other places like Ball and Chain that have come out and they do great things, but this could be like a New York easily if the city really supported the music and the arts, I think the way it should be. But everything is happening for a reason. So I'm just grateful to be here because on my production side, I think one of the most important things when I had to produce this album was like get the essence of Michael Jackson, like that American 80s pop sound, and keep that while producing all these tropical rhythms and stuff. So I had to use like gospel choirs, I had to use strings, I had to use a harp, and electric guitar players and synthesizers and all these things. And usually these musicians had never played on a salsa record before. So it was cool because I was able to do that, infuse that with all these salsa musicians that had never worked with these people either. So it was like really nice to do that. And I don't think other than New York, I would have been able to accomplish that anywhere else. Definitely not in LA. That's more Mexican based, not tropical, So it's great to be here for that. And then as far as Latino music is concerned, I think Latino music, it's rich in culture, right? But I think Latino radio doesn't support the true Latino music, because if you analyze what Latin music really is, salsa is Latin music because that's salsa rhythms. But if you take, for example, a Pitbull, for example, or something like that, that really has no Latin element at all, except for maybe a Latin language. But that's, that sound of just, four on the floor, pop, that's pop sound. So I think Latino radio should support a lot more, which is like the urban rhythms, that come from Pueblo, like salsa, bachata, and merengue, and those tropical rhythms, because they're pure Latin, So I think, and I think a lot of it has to do with just the support that the genre of music is having, and I think everything goes in cycles, Obviously, tropical music has been on its lower side recently because of the lack of new artists coming out. I guess the newest, most fresh artist in salsa music is Mark Anthony, and he's been around forever. So it's a lack of that too. I hope Latin music keeps developing more into what really Latin music is, which is the cultural stuff, which is the congas and the timbal and what makes you want to dance, what your parents listen to in their house. You know, I think we just need to, producers, you know, such as myself or such as other producers in the genre, have to come up with formulas that make the style of music fresh again, so that we can go back into the airwaves like it was when, you know, Hector Lavoe was around. You know, those days of the Neo Rican sound, the Fania All Stars and stuff like that. That was the sound, you know. So Latin music is going through phases. You know, a reggaeton phase that I was in at one point, where it was like the most important genre of music. And reggaeton is more reggae than anything. You know, it's just reggae with Spanish voice. You know, so I think, and it's cool, those cross genres. But I think definitely there's a lack of true Latin essence in Latin music today.